All right. All right. So, good evening, everybody. It's your girl Z here. Coming to bring you guys another amazing testimonial about this quantum energy wellness technology. Now, I know some of you have been following my journey. You saw where I did the other interview with Miss London, and she told her amazing testimonial. I want to keep the goods coming to you guys. I want you to understand how powerful this quantum wellness technology is. And so, today, I've introduced a really good friend of mine, Mr. Jon. Jon is going to share his testimonial about how this quantum wellness is working in his life and the results that he's receiving. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and let you have the floor. And if you don't mind, Jon, just tell me a little bit about what your life was like before you tapped into this wellness technology.
Thank you, Zipporah. Greetings, everyone. My name is Jon MB Castro. I am rooted out of San Diego, California. So I was born and raised here. I've always been kind of a rebel, but I was given the equivalent of what do you call it? The evaluation that I was gifted and talented education when I was in 4th grade. But I never went that route because I just wanted to be cool. So I kicked it with everybody, and I've been a rebel. So, yeah, just a lot of things that happen, just I'm a working man. I've always been a working man. Been a just hard worker, and then I started getting into online marketing and doing all kinds of stuff like that. Just for wherever I can go. And up to about 2009, I was supporting supporting a group of friends that had a band. They were playing at the Whiskey a Go Go. Took a party bus up there, party bus, and I was still drinking at that time. I didn't remember nothing from that night, period. But what I heard, right, from lawyers and people that were with me that day, they thought, I went to the drink tank and got into an altercation with somebody that was conscious and heavy too. And so I ended up having a traumatic brain injury because of that. And so that was about 10 and some change years ago. And this whole 10 years, I feel like I've been locked in a cage, in a mental cage inside my head, and not able to express my emotion, not able to decipher my emotion either. It drive me insane, and thought of, many things. And they give me meds, and I didn't take them after the first time. None of them. They gave me 3 different ones. And, I had suicidal thoughts on every one of them. So I was like, I'm not taking this stuff anymore. So they sent me to cognitive therapy. Basically, people just listening to my story and giving me advice, which I couldn't remember. I didn't take notes. I didn't even have the cognitive ability. I was telling myself, you know what I mean? From what the doctors told me, you're going to have challenges with cognitive ability and all that. So fast forward to 2019, at the end of 2019, my brother Jamel sent me the link about limbic art. And I let it go for about a month, maybe. And so then I got sick. I came down with a bad sickness. I was bedridden for a good week and a half and some change. And then I got paid. So I was able to I was like, all right, let me see what this limbic art thing is about. And let me give this a try. And so I turned it on. I activated my account. I did my Spark scan. And a lot of the ingredients that came back on my first Spark scan rated in the 90s. And we're dealing with cognitive health, cognitive wellness, mental health, focus, anxiety, depression, all these things is what I dealt with. And so it automatically clicked in my head like, wow, this is some real life stuff that none of the doctors had access to this information within me, So I was like, okay, let's go. And so I pressed the activate button on, I believe it was it was an energy boost or something. But I've always been a sensitive person. I've always been very sensitive to the spirit. And so, and besides that, I was fasting for about 3, 4, 5 days of just drinking water. So my body was like in tune with, water, it receives electricity or energy, you know what I mean? And it's like really sensitive to that. So anyway, I turned it on and I immediately felt like activation within, like I felt energy come from within. And yes, I was still sick, you know what I mean? But I could breathe off top, and I laid down, right? Long night go through, and the next morning I wake up and I'm out in the backyard working. cutting trees and digging dirt and picking up and doing all kinds of stuff. And so that was an immediate yay and amen. This is the right way for me. You know what I mean? And so since then, I've been using this technology for, I'd say 3.5, maybe 4 months now. And I've been walking the steps and just experiencing the knowledge, receiving knowledge, because this information library of quantum wellness information has all the ingredients that you could ever need, and it's being added to daily. And so I'm like blown away, because we have this definition on the holistic usage and results that have been passed down through the ages, all contained in this library. And it's all specific to me. It's not somebody recommending or somebody making me a science experiment. It's me. It's my own science experiment on myself. And I've always been the first one to do things like, try and see how it goes. But that's in the past now, So now I'm like future forward ever. And so, man, I've been freestyling for the past 4 days since I activated my custom spark scan. And the custom is really where it's at, because that's my own unique boost right there. And then there's calm, there's energy, all these things are great. Focus, digestive. My recent testimony for yesterday, I had a really bad headache and I smoked too many spliffs. So it gave to my head, and then I've been doing a lot of things, been really, really, really active lately. And so yesterday it hit me really hard and I had a headache, and I activated pain boost, didn't feel really nothing to help. I activated the calm boost, didn't feel really nothing to help. But then I activated inflammation, and I did the spark scan on it, and I just let it ride out. Took a shower, you know what I'm saying, and by the end of my shower, my headache had receded, and it was awesome. I was like, that's the one. Inflammation, tried everything, but something works.
Nice.
Hardness, no matter what your issue is.
Nice. So thank you for sharing that, because honestly, I think that I've always caught the tail end of your story. So now I got it from the beginning all the way to the end, and so that's really powerful. I just kind of want to reiterate some of the things that you said, because it's a really powerful testimonial. So you were basically battling with brain injuries from an altercation for 10 years. And you had gone to multiple doctors, you had tried multiple different types of medications, and their answer basically to you was that you were going to have loss of cognitive function.
Yeah.
And I can totally relate to you with some of the medications. I know that I suffer with depression for a while, and that's actually honestly why I don't really take pills to this day, because I was prescribed something long time ago. It was Zoloft back in the day, and I had the same kind of like suicidal thoughts, and that kind of like completely turned me off of medicine. Like I will barely take an ibuprofen. I mean, it's got to be like so serious in order for me to take a pill. I'm so scared of it because of the way that I felt. So that's how I've always been about medicine. So I get that. I know that some of these things that are given to us is really kind of like on a trial and error basis. And with this quantum wellness technology, what makes it so unique is the fact that it's custom to us. So that voice activation scan is actually going to tap into the limbic arc part of our brain, and it's going to connect with a cloud, an energy cloud, because everything's energy. I know you know that. I know that with my holistic studies. So this custom wellness is actually tapping into the limbic arc part of our brain, tapping into an energy cloud that automatically knows the nutrients and the phytokinetics that our body needs. And that's what makes this so powerful. And so you're telling me after 10 years, you tapped into this after being sick from something else, and you were able to just kind of tell me a little bit briefly about what you noticed and what you experienced after tapping into it.
Well, just the main thing is that I can voice my experience now. I can connect dots. Like I'm even having memories from childhood come back to me.
Yeah.
Like, giving a thumbs up to the cloud, and the cloud actually making a thumbs up to me. And I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, something like that. And so with me, I'm a man of faith, and that was closed off for a good 10 years where I mean, I was studying, looking at everything, trying to find this relief from my issues, you know, somehow. And I stumbled across Dr. Sebe a long time ago, and, you know, rest in peace for this man. And it's like he exposed me to the alkaline way. And so I knew that I couldn't do all these chemicals and things like that. I didn't even like eating, like I sensed the difference in my consciousness intrinsically. When I would eat meat, I would see the animal side come out of me, you know. I have a bad temper, yo. I was born on November 29th. That's the day of the instigator according to the stars, you know what I'm saying? So I've been instigating and I've been a rebel my whole life, but now I rebel against the system and I hear Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? I hear the Most High coming from within. And so I can't ignore, you know, I don't ignore it no more. I feel good to say what's true, to say the word, you know?
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm very happy for you. I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Even though we have different experiences, it's good to hear somebody else's, because that was very similar to my experience. You know, I had a lot of practices, doing a lot of different things, you know, being an instructor in a lot of different things. But immediately when I tapped into the custom boost, I felt the energetic change as well. I could feel it, you know, because I'm sensitive to energy anyways, but I definitely felt that. And I was talking to somebody today who just started the 5-day trial, and he said, I'm feeling better. He was like, I don't know if it's maybe the placebo effect, you know, because, and that's what I thought too. I thought that for a second. I was like, you know, maybe it's just because I'm thinking this that I'm feeling better. But I kept riding it out, and I noticed that definitely the next day when I was just genuinely happy. I was like really, really giddy and happy, and just, and I was like, yo, something's up with this. This is something else, you know, something added. So I truly believe that tapping into the quantum energy wellness, as well as, you know, your lifestyle, you already had an alkaline diet, you already were connected energetically, so things moved quite rapidly for you. But for anybody else that's like, you know, thinking about trying this and they're stuck, or they're having pain issues or emotional pain issues, this is definitely something that is great to get you on the right track as far as changing your lifestyle as well to match that. I think the two of them are very, very important. I think you're going to have greater results if you, and I think that when you change energy, I think Ron Spence said something today, like when you change the energy, the biological will follow. So that is so true, because once you start changing the energy, it just recalibrates everything. It recalibrates your thought processes. It recalibrates, you know, the programming, and that's where everything is. You know, like you said, it starts in the mind. I tell people that all the time. All diseases of the body start in the mind. You know, so once you start to change that, it's no accident if you're on a weight loss boost or you're on a stop smoking boost, that essentially your behaviors are going to begin to match your thought process. And so I think that tapping into this quantum energy wellness has been so beneficial for you, for me, for other people. It's going to help a lot of people around the world. You know, for me, it also removed emotional blockages for people who feel like I'm doing all the right things, but I'm still, you know, hitting a brick wall somewhere. This quantum energy tapping into that and bringing us back to the 0 point field allows us to be the way that I can describe it the best without being too spiritual. I can't help it. That's me. It brings us more in balance and in alignment with our divine selves. This is the way that we were intended to be. All of this other stuff is so we got off track, you know, for a variety of different reasons, because of radiation, because of foods we eat, because of the, you know, the household cleaning products that we use, because of the music we listen to, the things we see on TV. All of that plays a major factor because of the childhood traumas that we experienced, the things we heard, saw, and the ideas that we began to create our reality with. It's got us all kind of discombobulated and out of whack, so to speak. So you may be having all the greatest intentions in the world to do the next right thing, but there's so many different things in the way that's blocking that. That to me was like the most profound thing that I got out of this. Was my energy field has been recalibrated in a way that I couldn't do by myself, in a way that I couldn't just do with practicing Qigong. As much as I love it, and I'm still doing that, did it today. I think I'm sticking. As much as, you know, I love my Qigong. I need it all.
Yeah.
But what I can say is this. Now, can you still hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I saw my screen kind of going in and out. I may have to edit this video.
I would say one thing that clicked back in, that's clicked forward in me and unlocked something from within that I've had since a child, which is poetry, you know, because I mean, I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I've never done it like this. And I have confessions, and these confessions I remember now, and I can say now, and I believe it, you know, and if you only just believe as they can. That placebo effect that they talk about, you know, it's just an underestimated thing. It's not explained yet, you know, but we're explaining it with this limbic art. We're explaining the law of attraction. And what we speak, it is. What we believe, it is. We speak it into our soul, and then we experience it, you know. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of this family. And it's awesome to just be walking, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I'm happy that you're here, like you said, to be able to tell your story and recapturing those memories, those soul experiences. That in itself is a total blessing. So I went on a rant for a minute because I just I got moved. So forgive me for that. But I'm afraid that my technology is going to kind of cut us short anyway. So most likely I'm going to end up editing this video. But I definitely want to thank you for sharing your testimonial with me. And you know, I'm super happy for you, and we'll definitely stay in touch because we just started having some deeper conversations behind the scenes. So I know that was no accident, and I look forward to seeing what that leads us to in the future. So did you want to add anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I would just say that we can do this in time, and we can, you know, run it back. You know, we can do whatever, you know, because this is all forward. This is all forward with the word sound power that we all need in this time, which is love. You know, it's really love from the heart, from the soul. We got the secretary. We got to just fire. You know, but it's great. It's great to know this stuff. You know, like me, I'm a Rasta. You know, but I know the Ras is the head. You know, and now I know the Ras. We have it now. Science. You know, it's the reticular activation system. The secretary. This what information gets to our soul. It's like, yo, you're going out the way. We fired you. We got limbic art connecting us directly.
Nice.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for interviewing me. You can do this anytime. Like I said, blessed love, Zipporah. I'm happy that we connected. Amen.
Peace. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let me
Yes, and anybody.